Hi everyone, it's Gina from Gina K Designs and welcome to Stampin' Chat. I'm so excited to have you guys here. I'm going solo again tonight. Tom is still tied up with another obligation, but he will definitely be back to run all of those controls coming up in, next week. But in the meantime, I'm so excited to see all you guys. Oh my goodness, tomorrow's Thanksgiving already here in the USA. And for those of you who are celebrating, I wish you a safe and healthy and happy Thanksgiving. So tonight, I was thinking about doing something different. Now, let me just check something over here. Give me one second. Okay, so tonight I was thinking about doing something a little bit different. I was going to take an old card that I had done in the past and do a new twist on it. Now, I don't know if many of you remember this card, but this card got a lot of energy and a lot of people really like this card. And this is a card that I made using the Simon Says Stamptember release that we had. And this was a limited edition stamp set, and a lot of people liked it, and they kind of were disappointed if they weren't able to get it. But what I thought I would do tonight is I would do another Slimline card in this same style using the Holiday Tapestry set and the Sparkle and Shine stamp set. So let me flip over to the overhead here. There we go. Okay, so these are the two stamp sets that I want to use to make my card tonight. And I think that you can get a very similar feel to this card by using this as the flourish going across the top and the snowflake with this little design here to create the ornament feel. So that's what we're going to do tonight. So Slimline cards are super fun to do. They're easy to do. And what I really love about them is you can send these in a regular number 10 size envelope. Now, if you aren't aware of what a number 10 size envelope is, let me find one here for you. I know I have one somewhere. Okay, well, maybe I don't. But the Slimline envelopes are the basic business size envelopes. They are the ones that bills come in and things like that, and they will send for a regular stamp. So it's going to be super easy for you to mail these as long as you don't have tons and tons of layers so that they're still light. Now, one thing I just want to clear up real quick. I know lots of you are making comments and sharing things and maybe even asking some questions. But because Tom's not here tonight, I can't really scroll the comments. So it does make it a little bit difficult for me. Let me see here. I might be able to see some of them. Let's see. Swipe left. Okay. Well, I'll see what I can see. And if I can see any of the comments, I do have Facebook up on my iPhone. So I can kind of see if there's any questions. If you're over on Facebook, I'll be able to monitor that a little bit tonight. Okay, so I thought it would be fun to do one card in this same color combination and then do one in a different color combination. And I wanted to let you guys know a little secret here. Because you're watching live, you guys get to know first that these stamp sets are going to be available this weekend. They finally came in and we're just counting inventory. And also, all of our gold and silver embossing powders are coming back in too. So we've got lots of stuff coming back in stock. So that is very exciting for sure. Okay, so let me get what I need here. So I have a piece of cardstock that I cut. Let me grab my big scoring board. I like to use this Score Pal here because it's nice and big and I can see the measurements really well when it comes to Slimline cards. But this piece of cardstock measures 3 3/4 inches by 8 3/4 inches. So that is the size of the panel that I like to use for my Slimline cards. Now, I know there are dies out there that do this same kind of thing. I don't have those dies, so I'm just cutting this down 3 3/4 inches by 8 3/4 inches. Then for my card base, I'm going to use a white card base here. And my card base measures 8 inches by 9 inches. Okay, so I'm going to turn it to the 8-inch mark and I'm going to score that at 4 inches. And that is going to be my card base. So there we go. There's my card base. And what I really like with these slimline cards, especially this layout, I don't think that you need a little layering piece behind it. I think the white really makes it pop. That's like just plenty, a nice border like that. Now you could cut this down a little smaller and do a layering border, but I don't know that you definitely need to. Okay, so let's get started with this one first. And then if we have time, we will make a different color. So I just have a piece of craft cardstock I'm going to put down in my workspace here. And I'm going to start with a little bit of embossing magic. Okay. There we go. And then I'm going to start with that flourish design. Now I am going to use my Misty, and you can use a regular Misty stamping tool with a slimline card. Even though this is so much bigger than the Misty, it's okay. You could just let it stick out of your Misty. That's totally fine. Now what I'm going to do here is I really like the Misty corners because it allows me to get my cardstock a little bit off. Well, let's see here. I might not be able to use the Misty corners for this one. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a cheater move here. I'm going to take some of my dot adhesive, and I'm going to put a little bit of dot adhesive on the back, and I'm just going to put this, I'm going to line it up against a straight line there. And that's not going to go anywhere, okay? And the reason I did that is because the stamp that I'm going to use is this big flourishy design. And that's going to have to go off the card. And so I can't put it off the card if it's tucked into the corner. So, and I'm just welcoming everybody as you guys get here. It's so nice to see you all. Happy Thanksgiving. It's going to be a little bit different this year, a little quiet, not much family around this year, but that's okay. We're going to do that so that we can have lots of families still here for Christmas, right? Okay, so I'm going to put that up at the top here, and I want to check something. I want to take a look at this stamp here, and I want to see where I can put that. I think I can slip that right up into this area here. All right, so I want to have this little kind of indentation kind of in the center. All right. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be quiet, but it's going to be okay. And it's good. You know, I was thinking, what a blessing it is. If we want to talk about things that we're thankful for right now, I am so thankful that we have a way to connect virtually like this. I mean, that is such a blessing that we can still talk to other people, even if it's through FaceTime or Zoom or even just online, like on Facebook. It is really a blessing. I can't imagine what this would be like if this had happened, 30 years ago. It'd really be lonely. So luckily we have each other to get through. So I'm using my Chucky tool. If you're new to Gina K Designs, I am using my Chucky tool. This is a curtain finial and a furniture pad, and it's glued together with some Gorilla Glue. And it just helps me get a little more pressure because my arthritis is not that great. Okay, so there we go. Ooh, that looks good. Now I'm going to use my white embossing powder, and I keep that here in one of these containers. All right. Yes, it's a blessing. We're getting near the end of this whole thing. I have lots of confidence that we're getting near the end. We just got to get through the next few months, and we are going to all be back together again. So we got to hang in there. We got to just keep the faith, right? Keep the faith. Okay, so I'm going to just heat up my heat tool off the side here. I just want to get it a little bit hot before I start using it, because the longer I hold the heat tool on the embossing powder, the more my cardstock is going to warp, and I don't want it to warp too much. All right. Okay. Here we go. Oh, yeah. I actually might like this card even a little bit more. I don't know. I love the other one. But I'm telling you, this is a fun sketch. I like this card design. And yes, for those of you who are just joining us, I know a lot of you have been really wanting this holiday tapestry stamp set. This is going to be back in stock. I think probably I'm going to try to get them in stock tomorrow sometime. Maybe in the morning while my turkey is in the oven, I will be able to go through and get them in. And also we have a restock on embossing powders and, the other stamp set that came in this set, and also Alicia's stamp set, the ornamental snowflakes. So you'll be able to get all the components of the kit, and I'm excited about that. Okay, I'm going to put this stamp set aside now, and I am going to use the Sparkle and Shine set. Now I'm going to start with this. I'm going to use this. Should I use this first? Yeah, I'm going to use this first because I want to make sure that that this fits in the right spot where I want it. If I try to place the ornament first, that might not be good because then the string might be too short. So we'll get the string like right up in here. Okay, so I know I'm weird, but honestly, this stamp just looks like a nose to me. That's all I see right now is the bridge of the nose and the nostrils. Does anybody else see that? I'm just standing here all by myself laughing. Okay, I want to make sure that this is as centered as possible. So I think that looks pretty centered. Okay. And now I'm going to ink that up again with a little bit of Versamark. Okay, we'll just put that right in there. Here's my Chucky tool. Okay. And we'll do a little white embossing powder on that. It's funny because there's a delay, so I say these things and then I look and nobody's laughing. And then about 3 minutes later, then you guys are all catching up to what I'm over here giggling to myself about. Now I'm going to use this little paintbrush to get rid of all the excess because it's easier to take it off before you emboss it. It just looked like a nose. I don't know. I'm crazy. I'm crazy. I know. But that's my superpower. Oh, look at that. I gotta put a little more in there. My friend Jennifer McGuire talks about card making is a superpower. My superpower is I'm just goofy. Okay, so now I'm going to emboss that. Okay. Try not to get too close to the Misty. Alrighty. So now I can put this in this bottom corner here of my Misty, and I can put the magnet on it. And now I'm going to, let me get the nose stamp off. And then I'm going to use, I love this big snowflake. But I think I want to put the little cap on first. No, I'm going to put the cap on second. So I want to position this so that there is room for me to put the cap. So let's just see how that looks. Yeah. Okay. Put that there. Right. So I want to make sure that this dot is even with the bottom of this string and bow. Okay. Alrighty. Let me go back. And I want to make sure that the line is straight too. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think we're going to be okay here. Yeah, it looks good. Of course, I have to touch it 10 more times. All right, I'm going to do a little bit more embossing magic. And then I'm going to use my Versamark. Let's see. I'm reading all the comments here while I can. You lost your nose stamp, Kathy? Oh no. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I know that we have ornament toppers in other sets too. I don't know. You should check some of your other stamp sets that you have, because if you have one, it will work. You can kind of mix and match. Okay, there we go. Let's make sure that looks pretty good. I think so. Let me get my white powder here. All right. Now what I did on the other card was I mixed some silver in there. You can see I mixed a silver topper and a silver greeting. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to do the topper and the greeting in silver and then accentuate it with some silver sequins. All right. My phone can't be low power. So the Chucky tool, Nancy, the Chucky tool is made from a curtain finial. Those are the little things that go on the ends of the curtains. And you can find those in hardware stores and home goods stores. And then Chuck put a furniture pad on the bottom, so it's got felt on the bottom. And then he Gorilla glued it together so that it made a little handle. But if you go onto our Facebook group, people have all different things that they use to make their own. And if you don't want to make one, you can even use a dry eraser, for a dry erase board. You can use something like that if you don't want to make your own. Okay, so now I'm going to place this right there. And hopefully it will stay there. Let's see. You know what? Let me just put the magnet right there to hold that down. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now I'm going to do this one in the Gina K Designs Fine Detail Silver Powder. Wow, there's a lot of you here tonight. I didn't expect so many of you here. I expected a lot of you to be either cooking or getting ready for Thanksgiving. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so honored to have you. It's awesome. Okay, and we'll get that on there. Now, I did go over the little white dot of the snowflake, and that's going to turn silver, so you won't see it quite as much. So let me get a little piece of cardstock here. Alrighty. I know we can't go anywhere. It's tough this year. Boy, we're going to have stories to tell. And our kids and our grandkids, oh my goodness. I don't have grandkids, but I have kids. And they're going to have stories to tell to their kids and grandkids. And we're going to make it. We're going to make it. I've been hearing lots of good news about a possible vaccine. And honestly, I'm ready to take it. I don't care. I don't care if they shoot red wine into my body. And if it lets me get to see my friends and my family, I am all over that. All right, there we go. See how fast that heated up? I love the silver. The silver and the white together. Isn't that pretty together? I love it. Okay, so now I'm going to, because this is a little bit smaller than the other card that I had done with this set, I'm going to add a little bit of this down at the bottom just to fill it in, okay? So to do that, once again, I'm going to put a little tape there, and I'm going to tape it into place. Okay, and then I'll get this stamp again. And just a little bit. I don't need, ooh, I have to move that up. This is a big stamp, guys. Huge stamp. So I'm just going to do a little bit down here at the bottom, just to finish it off. You don't have Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving in Australia. I think Do they have something like it where you call it something different? Don't they have it in Canada and they call it, is it Boxer Day? I don't know. I'm very bad at knowing all the holidays from other places in the world, but I love to hear about them. So let me know. Okay. All right. I am going to, and then we're going to celebrate Christmas and Hanukkah. And then before you know it, the spring will be here. Things are going to get a lot better. I feel it. May, we're going to be golden. I just know it. Okay. Well, that's pretty at the bottom. Yeah, I like that. All right. And here we go again. This kind of card is just so fun to make. Ooh, you see this? See, I'm going to create problems for myself if I don't clean that up. Okay. Okay, there we go. Ooh, kind of messy down here. Got a little messy. Everybody needs a tiny, tiny little paintbrush. I bought this paintbrush to watercolor, and then I realized I don't know how to watercolor. So it's a great paintbrush, and I use it to brush dust away. Whatever. All right, and then we're going to add the greeting after this. This brush is way too good of a brush for somebody with my watercoloring ability or inability. All righty, look how nice that is. Doesn't that just add something having it at the bottom? So fun. Yes, and this set, I'm gonna work on that, get it all in stock. Okay. Now we have to put a greeting on there. This always makes me nervous. I wish I could put the greeting on first, you know, so that I know it's straight, but not in this set. So let's do, should we do Merry and Bright? Let's do holiday wishes. We'll go a little generic on this one. So I want to just get it in the right place. I'm going to hope that's the right place. Sorry if my head's in the way, but it's going to be in the way for a minute here. I wish I could stand on a ladder and do this part. Okay, there we go. I am going to put a little bit more embossing magic down. And I do that just because I'm constantly touching the card. And when you're constantly touching the card, you know, you have lotion on your hands and stuff. And so it creates spots that the embossing powder could cling to. So after I fiddle with the card each time, then I like to kind of go over it again with the embossing magic, just to make sure none of that creates a problem for me. Okay. Alrighty. So now we'll get holiday wishes in here. There we go then. Looks like it made good contact. Okay, it's not exactly straight, but it's going to have to do. I always like to do the greeting before I commit to too much when it comes to this kind of thing, but that's okay. It is still a simple card to make. And you know what I'm going to show you? I'm going to show you something. We're going to do something interesting here, okay? So if this happens to you, here we go. So it doesn't look terrible, but it's not perfectly straight. But don't you like the white and the silver together? I love that. I really like that a lot. Now, what you can do is if you have a mess up like that, you can stamp it again on another piece and then just pop it across the center. So that will make it pop out a little bit more. I don't think I have one of those pre-cut, but I do have some things pre-cut here. You know, you can use a bigger one like that, but I'm going to let it go just because I really want to use that same style that I did before. Okay, we're just going to go with it. So let me get this out of the way. And then we're going to add this panel to the Slimline panel. So because this is a big piece of cardstock and it does, warp, you can't really help it. It warps just because of all the heat. I like to really kind of tape it all the way around. Normally I just do the corners. I'm a little stingy with my tape, but for something like this, I'm going to really use a lot just to make sure it all lays down nice and flat. Okay. Is that straight? No. Ah! But when you use the whole roll of tape like that, then it's a little harder to reposition. I really feel like tonight I should have a glass of wine here. Is anybody out there having a glass of wine tonight? I feel like I should have brought a glass of wine. Okay, so now I'm going to add some embellishments to this. You can see how that looks. I love it. The Slimline is it's the size of a number 10 business envelope. So my card measures 9 by 4, and it fits in a Slimline envelope. I just don't know where I put my Slimline envelopes because I want to show you how nicely it fits, but I don't know where I put them. I had a whole bunch somewhere. I can't find them right now. Okay, so I'm going to use some silver sequins for this. And let me get a little piece of paper here that I need. Okay, so I'm definitely going to put one sequin right up here at the top, almost like kind of where it's like holding on to the string. And then I'm going to put one here, and one here, and one down here, and one over here. So let me put those on first. I'm using the Connect glue. All right, we'll start with that one right there. The sequins are an optical illusion. Sometimes they look like they're facing up and they're facing down. And I just got a notification that all of our embellishments are coming in too. So lots of stuff is starting to move, starting to come in. I'm so encouraged that things are getting better. Or things will be getting better, I should say. They're not better yet, but they're going to get better. Put one here. Get those 3 in place. Now, I really think this whole design is just going to pop in gold. So I think I need to do this in gold on another one. But yeah, a lot of you have been waiting for this set to come in for a while. All right, I'm going to add a couple little sequins onto these snowflakes. I'm going to do one there, one there, one there, one there, one there, and one there. Just to add some more sparkle and shine. Usually I dump a ton of sequins out. I didn't this time, and now I need more. I spend like an hour after the live trying to get them all back in the container. All right. And the tool that I'm using, everybody always asks, because Tom always says, hey, what's the name of the tool that you're using? So I know somebody might be asking. This is called the Marvy Jewel Picker. And I like this one. I've used, Rena had one in her video that's really good too. It's like a quick stick. I don't know if they make that anymore. They probably make something like it. But I like that. But this tool is something that we normally carry in our store. Okay, so there is my finished card. I lost a little embossing powder there. I don't know if I burned it, or I don't know if I can even get that back on there. Maybe, let's see. Oh yeah, I put a little more on there. Let's just do a quick little touch up. There we go. All right. So there's that card, the first one. So even though it's not exactly the same as this card, it has a very similar feel. So hopefully you can get as much pleasure out of these sets for those of you that missed out on the Stamptember set. I don't know. I love them both. So, but I'm very happy with this. And one thing that I really like about this, you know I love this, but this is not available anymore. One thing that I really love about this is this flourish is not seasonal. It looks great in a holiday card. It definitely has that holiday tapestry feel to it, but you could use this anytime for any kind of card that you want to make. So this is one of those that keep it close to the top of your desk because you'll grab it a lot. Okay. Oh, did one of my sequins fall off? Or did that just fall off the back of the card? Okay, so I'm going to put this card aside, and then I will take good high quality pictures of this and post it in our Facebook group. And if you are new to our Facebook group, it's called Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. And you can find us over on Facebook. It is a private group, which is good because we like to keep you safe and we like to keep all of the spammers out. But come and join us. We would love to have you in there. It's a really friendly group, a lot of fun people, beautiful card projects by our members and our designers. I got ink everywhere and sticky stuff everywhere, but that's okay. The way I get this sticky stuff off my mouse pad, is I just use a little bit of our stamp cleaner, and this all comes right off. And then I just use a little Windex. I even use it on the door of the Misty. So that's just a little cleanup tip. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing again with this one, but we're going to do a different color scheme. We're definitely going to do the gold. I think the gold is so striking against red. So I'm using red velvet cardstock this time, and this piece of red velvet is cut once again 3 3/4 inches by 8 3/4 inches. And I'm going to use the embossing magic pad again. And let's see what this baby looks like in gold. I think it's going to be striking. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to stamp it again. There's my little ornament topper. Okay, get this going. So all of the stamp sets, I see a couple people asking. Amy, you asked. All of these stamp sets are going to be available. I'm going to try to work on them either late tonight or tomorrow morning. We got so many. We got 19 huge cases of stamps just that are all this stuff. So we have a lot of these. We overbought on purpose. So I know this one, I think the holiday tapestry will probably be the most popular. So we ordered a little heavier on that one because this one, I mean, it's just, you know, you can use it for so many things outside of the holidays. And there's still plenty of time to make your holiday cards. I normally don't start my real holiday card making until after Thanksgiving. I like to take my holidays one at a time, especially this year. There doesn't seem to be so much of a reason to rush this year. A lot of people are home and they're not, you know, going out. They're not doing holiday parties, things like that. So we seem to have a little bit more free time when we're home. And so I don't feel as much of pressure to get it done. And I know a lot of you are early birds and you started making cards way back, holiday cards way back with me when I started doing my lives last March when we did Merry Monday. And that's great. I mean, it's great to have them done. But now maybe, you know, you can get started on next year's, because next year you're going to be really busy going to all the parties and all the things, having fun with all your friends, and your cards will be all ready to go. So we can use the time now. All right, here comes the gold. This is my favorite gold. This is our fine detail gold. This is the one that will be going back in stock when the stamp sets do. I just didn't have time to do it today because I was packing orders. So some of you are going to get your orders and my name's going to be on there. Okay, the gold and the red just never does me wrong. I'm telling you, I would marry that color combination. Okay, so now I'm just going to stick it up here. I'm going to keep using the tape. I'm going to use the nose stamp again. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, if you just joined me late, I said that this stamp just looks like a nose to me. The bridge, the nostrils, you know. I'm goofy. Okay. So we'll put that there. Looks pretty centered, I think. Might want to go over this way a little bit. It's a little deceptive. Instead of trying to like just look at where I'm putting it, I'm trying to look at the distance on the sides to make sure it looks kind of even, because the ornament has to be even because it's much bigger. So I think that'll be good. I think. I hope. Well, I guess we could always trim it a little bit, but you know, that's like, you know how that goes. You trim one side and then it's too much on that side, and you trim the other side and then it's too much on that side, and it's like a, you know, trying to cut your own bangs. Never works out. I can testify to that. Okay. There we go. All right, we're going to put a little gold there. I just love this design. Okay. Now we've got to emboss that. This isn't sticking as bad. I guess my lotion dried up on my hands, so I'm not getting as many strays. Oh, there's a little. See, I spoke too soon, but that's all right. That's okay. It's a handmade card, and that's part of the beauty, right? Right. We're all going to go with that. So I could use the regular ornament stamp, but I love this. I'm hooked on this snowflake, so I'm going to do that. Move it down just a little bit. Okay, so that's where it's going. And pick that up. And again, a little embossing magic and the Versamark. So I am just kind of scrolling through your comments here. Windex? You never buy Windex? See, I'm Italian, so we use Windex on everything. You clean the counter with Windex. Clean my running shoes with Windex. I clean everything with Windex. Oh. Yeah, but I get it. You don't want to give your husband any ideas that you're going to clean. Hide it in your stamp room. Then he won't know you have it. Okay. There we go. I'm going to use a little more. Oh, I didn't dump that. So we're going to get a little heavy here on the green piece. Ooh, that looks nice. So I find that in the winter, it's harder for me to use embossing powder. I think it's the static. It's the dry climate here. I tend to get the little specks all over the place. But if you get that, you know, you can always use a mono sand eraser to erase some of the spots. So that's an option. And once you touch them with the brush, then they seem to blow away better. You can see I missed a few right there, but that's okay. And I'm so sorry I can't see your YouTube comments tonight. So the best way to get Versamark off your stamp, I'll tell you how I do it. So I don't worry too much about it because Versamark won't hurt your other ink at all. So I don't like over stress about it. But If you want to clean the stamp so it's not sticky at all, what I do is I take the stamp and I take a little Dawn dish detergent and I take an old toothbrush, not Tom's toothbrush, an old toothbrush. And I scrub that stamp with the Dawn under some warm water. I scrub both sides and I really get into all the cracks. And then I rinse it and I just pat the back dry with a paper towel and I just let it air dry. And they come up really nice and clean. So I don't know if Tom's watching tonight. I don't use your toothbrush, Tom. Okay, so I'm going to go with all gold on this one. I do like the two-tone, but I'm going to stick with gold here since it's gold. It's all gold. You could mix and match. You might want to use like a rose gold or even white would look really pretty. But I'm going to go all gold. To be persnickety about it too. Okay. Here we go. Get some Versamark on there. Oh, don't worry about being late. Better late than never, right? Yes. I'm still scrolling through your comments here. That's why it's taking me forever to ink. Okay, there we go. I don't have a quote tonight because I am just feeling grateful tonight. I'm feeling grateful for all of you. I'm feeling grateful that we're all here right now together. I'm feeling hopeful for the future. And I think it's hard to feel grateful and depressed at the same time. So I'm trying to get into the habit of when I feel down, writing what I'm grateful for, because when you start to remember what you do have, it makes things that you don't have seem a little less painful in the moment. Okay, so I got the cap on there, and now I'm going to do the same bottom thing that I did before. So I should put a little more tape right at the bottom. And I remember last time I had to move it up quite a bit, so I'm going to do that again. And then I'll just put a little bit down here. There we go. All righty. I saw a really neat thing today. I was just surfing around online, and I saw a gratitude journal. And I'm thinking about starting one. Do any of you do that? Do you journal about the things that you're thankful for? I think that might be a kind of journal that I could get into. I don't do a lot of journaling, but I understand that it's very therapeutic. It's good for you, you know, if you're journaling about the right stuff. When I was a kid, I had a diary, and I always wrote the bad stuff, the stuff I was mad about. But I think if you use that kind of thing for something that reminds you of the good stuff, again, it's like hard to think two thoughts in your head at the same time too. So if you're thinking about something that you like, or something that you're thankful for, something that you're happy about, or just something pleasant, it's hard to be upset at that exact same time. So it gives you a little mental break from your stress and anxiety. And if you're feeling stressed and anxious, I mean, you know, cut yourself a break. It's normal with everything that we're going through. I think you should just kind of look in the mirror and say, you are a rock star for even just getting out of bed this morning. That's something to be thankful for. So that's where I'm going, because I have hope that better days are ahead. Okay. Here we go. All right, gold and red. You are my favorite. That is just so fun. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Yeah, it's just got an understated elegance about it, gold and red. Oh, look at all these comments that I missed. I'm so sorry. It's hard to do both. I see a lot of, Facebook lives and YouTube lives where the people are just all in the comments and they're on it. I am not quite as good at doing both. I guess I'm focused too much here on the stamping. All right, I'm going to do Christmas wishes. This feels a little more traditional. Sorry about my head. This feels a little more traditional, so I want it to be Christmas wishes. Oh, now I have to take this stamp off and move the Misty. All right, I think it's in good place. I feel like the S is too close to the end. But that's like, is that just overboard perfectionism? Oh, it shifted a little. I'm going with it. I'm going with it. We just totally freak out about every little thing, right? And then people take the card in as a whole card and they don't even see our little imperfections. So I'm going with that. Okay. There we go. That does not look too bad. See? I don't know why I closed up my embossing powder. So what do you guys like to do on Thanksgiving? Do you like to craft? I like to watch football, to be honest with you. I think that's like a really fun thing to do on Thanksgiving. Just eat and feel all full and fat and then lay on the couch and watch football. That's like a perfect Thanksgiving for me. I'm a big football fan. I didn't used to be. I got into it a few years ago. And now I'm like, I know all the stats and I know all the quarterbacks from all the teams and I know who's married and who broke up with their girlfriend and that's why they're having a bad game. I don't know. I get a little obsessed. Okay, so there we go. Oh, do you like that? I think I like this one better, this color combination. I like the other one a lot too, though. I mean, that is very fun. This is more wintry and holiday-ish, more not quite as Christmas-oriented, and then this really feels like Christmas to me. Okay, so now I'm going to get my card base. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. You like to eat and Zoom with the family? That's a great thing. Yeah, Zooming, family Zooms. We started doing that with Tom's family, and that's been really nice to be able to just get together and see people. I think, before the pandemic, I don't think that we actually talked to family quite as often as we do now since the pandemic with Zoom and all of that. I don't know why we didn't. I guess we just were busy. We were out. We were doing things. Okay, so this is the gold metallic cardstock. This measures 8 inches by 9 inches. I'm going to turn it back to the 8-inch line mark, and I'm going to score that at 4 inches. So you guys know I like using this metallic gold because it's very subtle, like it's like a brushed gold. It's not quite as shiny. And then the embossing powder is more of an antique gold. So they're a little different and they look nice together. And then I like putting the shiny sequins on top. So let's get this together. So same thing here. I'm going to really use a lot of tape just because of my warpiness. You can also use Connect glue. If anybody has trouble with the Connect glue on card bases, it might be because you're not using a thick enough cardstock. Like you could definitely use it on this because this is 100-pound cardstock. But if you use it on the layering weight white, you just need to use a little less. Then you won't see it or it won't ripple or anything. You don't need much Connect glue to have it stick. Okay, so there we go. That's pretty. Okay, so now let's get the sequins going. All right, I'm just looking at your comments again. Oh, I'm so sorry that you're going to be alone, but crafting is, I mean, tell the truth. How many times in the past have we said to ourselves, gosh, I wish I could just be stuck at home so I have time to craft. Nobody's going to be saying that anymore, but I guess we have to make the most of it because it's not going to be forever. All right, so again, I'm going to put one up here at the top. And then I'm going to find a few little holes. I know my mother-in-law is going to be alone this year too. But you know what? I really respect that she's doing that. I mean, she is just bound and determined not to get COVID. And I think that's wonderful because we want her to be around for a long time. And that's a great way, you know, to protect herself. So I really respect all of you out there that are just going to be safe. You're going to do everything that you can to be as safe as you can because we want to keep you all around. I love you guys. I love having you here. Just getting together and stamping and chatting. It's always so nice. I look so forward to it. Okay. All right, so there's some gold sequins. That little bit of metallic sparkle, they really do stand out. All right, and we'll do, let's see. Let's do these this time. We'll add some extras. What did I do? There we go. Oh, I have a glob on the end. I didn't put the cap on my glue when I made the second card, so you know, the glue started to dry on the end. Now I'm struggling a little. Oh, let me get my other one. I have another Connect glue, and then I have to just clean that tip. It happens. Glue is glue, right? It happens if it dries on the tip. Just got to clean it off. There we go. Okay. I like to do them a little bit at a time so it doesn't dry too much, but I like it to be a little dry, like it's drying, because the sequins, they stick better and they come off of the tool better. If the glue is too wet, they kind of stick more to the tool and less to the paper. The gold sequins are nice. I have not used this much bling as I've been using this holiday season on my cards. I am loving the sequins and the rhinestones and the little snowflakes and the hearts. I'm just having so much fun with all that stuff. I hope you guys are too. Okay, so there we go. You can see how pretty that is. I think that's showing up okay. And then we'll add just a couple down here at the bottom. Put one here, and one up here. And let me put the cap on my glue. There we go. One there. So this is my answer to those of you that missed out on that Stamptember stamp set, but wanted to be able to make a card that had that same kind of feel. And I'm loving that. So here's the original that I had first made way back. And then here is the one in the same color scheme. And then here is my royal, my tapestry looking one in the gold and the red. So I don't know which one I like better. I like them both for different things, but I hope that that was a fun card project for you guys. Okay, so now let me run over to the controls like the Wizard of Oz and get my front shot back. Make sure I'm on the right screen. Here I am. Okay. Well, this was so much fun tonight, guys. I hope that you all had a good time. I certainly did. So for Thanksgiving tomorrow, I'm making a turkey breast. Actually, I'm not making it. Rena is going to come over and make it. And we usually just do the traditional mashed potatoes and stuffing and some vegetables. And so I'm really looking forward to that dinner. I'm a little more low carb because of my diabetes, but at Thanksgiving, I always have a little bit of mashed potatoes and a little bit of stuffing. So you guys, I'll be back again next Monday. But I hope you guys all here in the USA have a very, very joyful and blessed Thanksgiving. And for those of you around the world, I hope you guys are all staying safe and feeling well. I'll be back next Monday. We decided we were going to like rename Monday and Wednesday to like Make a Mess Monday because I'm always so sticky and full of ink. Make a Mess Monday and Wing It Wednesday. We might have to do that in the future because that's kind of what it feels like. And it's so much fun. All right, you guys, I'll see you next Monday for another Mix It Up Monday, Stamp and Chat Live. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy. I love you all so much, and I'll see you again real soon. Mwah. Okay, let me get out the controls. Okay, bye-bye.